Well, refresh. This is so dumb. I'm gonna have to make 3. Right? Thanks, Wind. Wow. 2 OBS crashes in one day. I told you, this is... Look at this. Pile of garbage this thing is. I know it's not my internet because everything else was working just fine. So stupid. And now it's going to, of course, tag all the Discords. Yeah, look at that. This is why I hate the auto thing in Discords. For this reason. Just ridiculous. Okay. Alright, let me close Discord down again. Sorry about that, guys. Nothing I can do. Blame OBS. There we go. Alright. Back at it then. Alright, so meeting board. I went ahead and already did the removal tool. Same as the other stuff. And Rudy, HQ Nordic Runes. Cool. We had a couple files from this. Actually, I think we're grabbing everything except for one. And since these versions haven't changed, I will show you. We want the main file, version 1. We want the chest pot, which are right here. There's chests. Here's the pots. And the levers, which is down here. And from the main file, so he says from main, delete or hide the following. So before you install the other stuff, run your removal tool. Double check. Cool. There's chests. There's pots. There's levers. I name them like that because it keeps the Rudy, HQ, and the Nordic Runes. And all they are is textures. So that's everything. Alright. Skyrim Remastered Caves. 3 files that get merged. So we want the 2K non-parallax version 1. We want the icicles and the updated plugin. There are 9 here. So there's the 2K non-parallax right there. I believe both the updates, yep. So new icicles and plugin. Download. Download. Cool. Keep them named the same. Skyrim Remastered Caves is fine. Make sure you have this one active first. This we're also going to use the removal tool on, but you have to have everything installed first. So this gets merged. So hit merge. And same for the icicles. Keep the name the same and merge. I like to do a little refresh. Grab your removal tool. Paste it. Run it. Remove all. See, it just becomes a rhythm. There's your log. Everything there is fine. There we go. Wow. Yeah. I really hope, like, OBS figures its shit out. Because I can't take much more of it failing. Alright. Yeah, I feel bad because it's like, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just, it's a piece of shit software. Northfire's Castle. Alright, so this is just textures too. Should just be the one file. Yep. Yeah. And now we're going to run CA. We haven't done this in a while. And we're going to use the downsize textures to 2K. So we got to close that out. Remember, CAO's over here. So make sure you change the profile to downsize textures 2K. Go into your mods folder, and we're going to look for Northfire. Northfire's Castle Volkihar right there. Select it. I like to look at the log just to see what it's doing. Process complete. We're done. Reopen up MO2. That should be the end of that section. Awesome. One of my least favorites, the Dwemer tack. Because I don't like Dwemer pipework reworked at all. I'm not a fan. Never have been. However, it's a very small mod in a very large guide that I can just do without. It's reworked for version 4. This can throw people off. So this is in old files, I believe all the way at the bottom. And there's a decent amount. So the Dwemer pipework reworked for version 4. It's this one here. And we're also I'm gonna put 4 here because you'll find out like why later. Make sure it's good. We're also going to use CAO on this as well, downsize to 2K because these textures are ridiculous. For example, it's all 4K, and this kills your frame rate. It's one of the few things with like decent sized polygon count and a larger texture that you really don't need. 2K is sufficient for that. So let's close it down. We should still be on our 2K profile. So let's go back one to mods, and we're going to find D for Dwemer pipework. Reworked 4. There it is. Select it. Run it. Alright, Wind. Yep. For the love of God, don't go past 4. You always like the older version of pipework. Yeah, they used 5 in the guide for a little bit, but ultimately it had issues. So they went back to 4. And they even still downsize the resolution, so I would just run this, Ancient Dwemer Metal. I'd run this and call it a day. 2 files, the Automatons 4K and Dwarven Metal 2K, both in main. So there's Ancient Automatons 4K 106, and Metal's right underneath it, 101. Yep. This is another one where it's got meshes, but you can leave them be. Same with this. And then we got a bunch of J's stuff. So, Attunement Sphere and Lexicon, the 2K, and then the Legacy display. So, this right here, no plugin. Legacy display patches version 1. These could be a little confusing too, so just make sure you take your time. The nice thing about this is that there's a nice drop down for this. JStormer artifacts, the 2K textures. Top file, 1.1. Dwemer control cube, 2K, version 1. Anything with the control cube? Nothing. And the Ichor barrel, 2K version 101. Right there, top file. These are all packaged properly, so you can just install them. The kitchenware 2K. I think this is a little bit of overkill, but there is no 1K. As far as I'm aware. Is there? Might be. Jay's Dwarven Oil 1K, version 1.1. Top file here. Does this one have a plugin? Yes, it does. This one switched. You tried 5 and there were problems with the wall trim. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, like I said, I could do without the Dwemer pipework. And I think a lot of larger texture packs, or texture mods, I should say, well, I guess they're pack mods, that have them enclosed are usually pretty good. I think this one adds the ENB Lite compatibility and then the Steam. That looks like it's coming out, which I don't think are in the base, or if they are, they're very, very subtle. I take my slippers off here. Okay. Dwarven oil. The puzzle cube, 2K. There's a ton of stuff here. Second file here. And let's just grab the essence and ash extractor, also 2K version 1.3. Top file. Once you get going, you'll really just be noticing like mod files and version numbers. That's it. Okay, category done. Cooking food and beverages. Yo, Ivy! Welcome in. I know Win said she was BRB, so there you are. How's it going? We are doing well when OBS is cooperating with me, because it disconnected on me like what 3 times. Yeah, see now we are dropping a few frames. Only 415 frames for 1%. Yeah, OBS doesn't like me tonight at all. Yeah, we're doing an install of Lexy's current, which is going to be archived on my YouTube. And once in a while, like Lexy popped in earlier. Hopefully I'll be able to stream early tomorrow so she could be here earlier. I know it was late for her. It was like 11 o'clock at the time for her. All right, what are we doing? Basic dining set replacer 1K. So all the non-Dwemer diningware. Yeah, I always felt like 1K for this stuff was like sufficient. And realistic HD food remastered 1.3. Main file. This also has a couple that we're going to use the removal tool on. So same thing. Make sure it's active. Paste them in, run it, remove. And they're hidden, so just check your log. Should be fine. What are they? Meshes, clutter, food. There you go. 1, 2, and 3. Could also delete them if you want to, but we're not doing it. You removed Legacy from your list. Really? From Skyground? Wait, Skyground is yours, right? Let's go to Wabajack. Or am I thinking of somebody else? Am I giving somebody else free publicity? You removed the whole thing. Can I ask why? Did everybody want it removed? Where are you? Here you are. And what did you add? Featuring Requiem, Legacy of the Dragonborn, and BFCO. Did you update this? Or are you going? No, you didn't. Look at that. All that stuff's there. Not yet. Next update. Really? So how come? Are you not a fan of version 6? I'm not. I liked Legacy version 3 and 4 the best. Before it became bloated. However, since we are doing Lexy's, she's on the current version. Yep. Yeah, and the damn airship's not fixed yet. So sometimes if I forget to go into God mode, I fall to my death. And then I can't get back without turning off the collision and climbing the sky like a true sky climb. Literally, we're climbing upwards nowhere just to get to the damn rope or the ladder or whatever it is. It was working. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I think there's too many things in version 6. They would have been fine stopping at 5 and just calling it a day, in my opinion. It conflicted with everything and even scripts. So I'm still using 4. Yeah. Well, let's go take a look. It's on 610. But look at the file size, 3.6 gigabytes. What were the old ones? Is it really going to make me... Oh, we can still check. Version 5. Let's look at 5.2. 1.9 gig, right? So, all right, it's a big file. I get it. But it doubled in size, or more than doubled in size, between 5 and 6. What was version 4? Is 4 even still up here? I think it's gone. No, there's a couple 4. No, this is an update for 4. So 4 is gone entirely. But you can still find like some 5 here. No, wait. Here's Legacy 4.1.1. And then the update for that. Alright, so there's one of each. You can still get them. But look at the size. Yeah, 1.8 gig, 1.9 gig for version 5. And now for 6. Yeah, look at this. Huge bloat. So Ray Extend is Karn uses that in his for his characters for most of them if he's collecting stuff. Oh, did you fix a lot of stuff with Ray Extend? Yeah, Ray Extend is fantastic. It's the little home for those of you that don't know what this is. It's a little player home mod. Oh, looks like this got updated too. Last year, but still got updated. It's right after Riverwood, under the waterfall. This is inside already, but I believe there's another one. You have to, I think, search the bones or search the backpack or something like that. There's a Talos shrine. Yeah, I used this on one of my plays. Wood chopping block. But it's got like displays. You could like actually make use of them, right? So if you're playing that type of kid, there it is. Here's Riverwood. It's under the falls there. There's the meadery. So right there under the falls. Very out of the way. There you go. But yeah, it's as far as I know, it's got a bunch of displays for everything. Alchemy. I did have a... Maybe you fixed it, Ivy, but I did have that issue where I was putting my ingredients in here and like it just lagged. I remember sitting there for like 5 minutes and it's like it was just trying to get from menu to menu. So it's something specific with this. Because I tried it in Breeze Home and Breeze Home was fine. Like a vanilla Breeze Home. But yeah, everything else in here is pretty cool. And I know, like I said, Karn uses this for most of his characters when he does his play, but we haven't really seen too much play with him. He just put out his mage, so his pyromancer. Cryomancer's next. I locked it by default, so you have to buy it and add a new display. It's nice. Yeah. So what? So you're just so Legacy's just gone, huh? Are you replacing with anything? That's like kind of the focus of most guides and most lists. If you have like Legacy of the Dragonborn, it's like it's based around that. All right. Realistic HD mushrooms. Should just be the one file. Yep. 1, 2. And then glowing mushroom collision fixes. 131. Main file. With the installer. Let's see, what are we doing with this? What is it? Continue? Yeah, of course we're going to continue. Continue. Rudy HQ, more lights for E and B. SE, glowing mushrooms. This bottom option here. And that's it. Oh, so it's basically legacy without bloat. Moving away from collecting to RPG and survival. Nice. That's how my last personal setup was. I had like the survival stuff in. I was actually using survival mode improved. Because well, not that I'm a fan of survival, but this makes it decent. And I'm using Mr. B's Magic of Food and Drink. So, the Reborn, this one here. So, this is for the survival mode patch, but this is fantastic. So Mr. B's a friend of mine, and so I grabbed his main file, and then of course, Rare Curios, and then the survival mode patch for, and fishing. But this is actually good. This is a solid mod. I never really found any bugs with this. The only thing I wish would change was the, and maybe somebody's already done it, but for your, like, if you have like a UI change, like I was running Untarnished, to be able to move the survival little icon. Oh, you're running it too? Yeah. You made your own food. Nice. Yeah, he did it, yeah, last year. I absolutely love this. I mean, this is fantastic. And I'm actually working on an alchemy one to complement his. That's what I've been spending most of my time on. Because I'm not a huge fan of CACO, and I don't like Simon's alchemy at all. So I'm doing my own. And it's going to go with Mr. B's. And that will go in my personal setup. And that will go on Wabbajack. It's called Requiem Food and Beverages Redone. It's racially biased. Nice. With each race getting unique buffs and debuffs. Cool. I'm not going that far into it because simple. Bum bum. What are we doing? Retexture for the soup. Alright, we want the SMIM Mesh Pour version. For the pours. Right here. Version 1.3. Just the texture. And Rustic Cooking 2K. Another favorite of mine. Gamwich. Can't go wrong. And we're done with the cooking section. Awesome. Clutter and Misc. Beautiful. Welcome back, Wind. Samaza Nexus if you want to take a look, but yeah, I'm eventually going to, yeah. I've got everything saved. Like I said, I was playing my character. My character's good. That's this one here. Because I was running Cause EMB. Which I actually like. It's way better than the community shaders current, whatever they put out, which is, I'm not a fan of. I was getting 140 FPS with the EMB. And I put the shaders in. I really wanted to go the shader route for this one. I'll probably go back if they fix it. But the shaders drop me to like 110 to like 90, and I'm like, no. It's terrible. Like when the EMB looked just so much better. You're also with the NB? Yeah, like I like both. I'm not like in that hate one like the other camp with those because I use both and my guide was set up for um where desktop. Where'd it go? Where's my mod list? Gaming files. Because it was running the flat map stuff. Where is it? Yeah, we have the whole. Look at this. Keep disabled. I wound up disabling everything. I really had it in there for, you know, but shit happens, right? Yeah, whatever version. Maybe the shaders get updated. I don't know. Let's see. Did they? Yep. Oh, they did. Okay. So they might be fixed. Who knows? A couple days ago. 147? What is the changelog for 147? Major features. Okay. Maybe it's fixed. Who knows? Animated clutter. This is another fantastic mod. Was Lexy able to fix the crashes, or does she still need help? This is the current version, so I don't know. I don't think they're really having crash issues with this one. The one that I played before was the old, was a prior version. Before I wound up doing my own, and then I played my own throughout the rest of the year, throughout the very beginning of January, and then I picked up. I was playing Tainted Grail. Because I actually like that game. Trotsky gifted that to me. And I still have it installed, and I still have it here to play. So we'll be, I've got like almost 55 hours, which isn't a lot, but. So let's see, what are we doing? We're doing custom install on this bad boy, right? Yep. And this has a lot. I think the only things we aren't taking are like the sacks. So from animals, it's everything. From coffins, it's everything. From doors, it's also everything. Falmer chests, right? The mist containers. Maybe I have to be careful with this. Barrel urn, common, Dwemer dresser, elder scroll, knapsack, noble chest, orc end table. Here we go. We go to Sovngarde mead barrels. So these sacks close and open. So these are causing crash issues with the dead marsh from Enhanced Landscapes. So that little section of the marsh, or maybe it's marsh bridges, for some reason that they found that there was this opening enemy because there's sacks out there. So instead of making a patch, they're just like, well, we're just not going to have it. I'm fine with that. I don't care. Oh, if you have open time, yeah, for sure. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. All right. And then what? Sewers and wells, all three. Ships, just the trapdoors, not the idols, because then it looks weird. And then farmhouse, hearth fires, imperial, and winterhold. Then we want the Fort Dawnguard wall fix and the wall button. And install. Then this one may give you a notice saying it's missing. You can install this anyway. Make sure the sacks weren't selected since they cause crashes. Yep. However, it's not necessarily this mod. It is a combination of using those two mods together. Because I've used this mod by itself and it's fine. And see, I don't get the warning. Alright. Glorious Doors. I really hope they take this one out too, because this is... I'm not a huge fan of this either. Version 1.1, which is the main file, hasn't been touched. Let's see if they went back to the 4K stuff. Yep. Oh, it is taking its time here today. Is it buffering for anybody else again? Yeah, we did. We dropped a little bit. Hopefully it stays. I don't want to have to do another one. All right. What are we going with here? So 4K. Most of these are just default. We want the rotation fix, not the sliding door. And then 2K for the solid 2 doors. 4K for mist veil. 2K for the rift and regular doors. Oh, I see, so they're mixing. 4K for the Windhelm gate. Probably 2. Wow, okay. 4K for the Windhelm door. Is that right? That's right. Okay. Because one's on one side, one's on the other. And then Epic Gate of Whiterun is also 4K. 2K for the regular doors. So I see what they're trying to save, every little bit of VRAM. Dragon's Reach is 4K. The ruins are also 4K. Shoot, right. These animated fort doors are 2K. 4K for the Dwemer mechanized. And 2K for your farmhouse install. We have the removal tool. Single door 01 loading. Run. Yep, there we go. Cool. No issues. Alright. The missing door sounds. Same thing. Like, should be good. This is Gutma. We'll use the removal tool on this as well. And next mod. The Enhanced Ore Veins CCs. 2K version, 901. Top file. Also with an installer. My personal favorite for the ore veins, although I did like what I saw when I was using my own. So we want brighter, install new textures, no new ingots, because those are handled by something else, and we want Skyrim AE only. You could tick both, but that takes you to another one, so we want just that and install it. When it decides it wants to. There we go. And the Bloodstone Chalice Reborn. We want the 2K, 1K. Right here. This is another one. There's a bunch of these mods where you can just install them from LE and they're fine. The Tenants Restore. We want the Extreme Edition 1.3. Top file. Was this 14K? 4K. Then there one said like 16K. Like, alright, it's pretty crystal clear. The Hearthfire doll should be the only file. Or only main file. Yep. Version 3. And this is pretty easy to do. It's default. It's the 0 human. And the red. Which it's on by default, so you could just install it. See? It's bad when I know the faux mod options already. Burnt Corpses, 2K, 4K. We want the 2K version. Top file there. We'll leave the 2K on this one. Soap papers. Paper HD, there's several. Let's see what the bottom one. And let's see, Half Faces, Aretino, Family Heirloom. I think, is this the one that needs to be replaced? No. This was like hidden for a while, I think. We want the 2K model. Maybe it was this one. This is the Legacy display patch. Yep, because this mod got hidden or updated or something like that. However, quick clean. Problem. Contains 3 ITMs. Pretty easy. It'll be the bottom file. What did it say? 3 ITMs? There we go. Nice clean mod. Iconics Remastered Paragon Gem Retexture. Version 1.4. That main file there. Couple options. We want the 2K. And the bronze, I'm going to say. Gold. I was close. It's on gold by default, so there we go. Rallies Market Stalls 1.3. We want the 2K and the hotfix. So the 2K is the first file. And the hotfix 1.3. So now the hotfix is not an update file, so it's going to get its own. So we want the Darkwood 2K. We want the 3D trellis. And the animated market stalls and install. What is it overriding? Market stand and the animation. Okay. SD's horn candles. This is the 1K. You don't really need a horn candle larger than 1K. It's kind of a waste. These are fantastic. And then we got a bunch of J's stuffs. So give me 1 second here, guys. Really wish that didn't go through. Freaking OBS. Lexy, you'll see like multiple uploads. She'll be like, what happened? I'm like, oh, OBS. Shit the bricks. J's. Common cages. 2K. Top file. No plugin. Pretty simple with J's stuff. And this is, alright, so this is specific to the guide. Just copy these. Jay's Dragon Claws Anniversary Edition 132. We want the 2K version. Right here. Second file. We have an installer. This is pretty easy. It's just the one page. So Legacy version 6, make sure it's on that. I don't know why it defaults to 5. But Worm's Tooth and Legacy. We have Konarix and Legacy. Helgen Reborn and Legacy. Skyrim Sewers and Legacy. So make sure they're all on the right ones. Hit install. Now they're going to give you a ton of plugins with this. So if you activate it, yeah, there you go. However, we're removing a bunch of them. along with some patches. So go to your removal tool, paste all the stuff in that you got. Remember, it's going to not spit everything out. But there you go. All your stuff is gone. This gets taken care of later. Everything's in your optional. Okay. Jay's Instruments of Skyrim. We want the 2K. This is version 1.1. Top file. And Jay's Purses and Septums. 1.2. I believe this one we redirect the file path. And we're taking the, yeah, so for the textures it's all 1K, which is fine. We want 1K for the coin textures, dirty 1K, and for the coin pile textures, dirty 1K, and then path relocation. Install that. And that's going to give you the plugin. Right there. Cool. All right, rustic maps. 4K, 2K. These things are pretty easy. It's usually just in the main file. Most of these mods haven't been touched. And hold border banner. So this one here has the removal tool. I'll show you. I'm going to do this one a little bit different. It's the main file, 1.1. Oop, let me activate rustic maps. So it says to use the removal tool. Now this has a BSA. So we're not going to extract it. We need to remove it. So we're going to select no. It's one of the few times we're going to actually hit no. We need the BSA physically here so that we can come in here and go delete. Yoink. Because we don't need it. We just need the plugin. That's it. That's all we need. Yeah, textures from this are not required. Alright, Peltapalooza full. Version 1. Is it this one or Ragnar? I think it's this one that you have to check the data. See? Not set properly? There you go. There's another one. We found a few in there. Thankfully there's not too many left that are like that. Alright, Smim Barrel expansion. 0.1.1. Should be the only file, right? Yep. Still Beating Hearts, SE. Same thing. Hennessy, or however you say the name, fantastic author with alchemy stuff. I tend to use most of theirs. There's Ragnarok. We want the 2K, 1K version of this. At the bottom here. This one, however, is packaged right. And we are using Rustic Alchemy. I thought so. This is from Ellie. We were showing this, was it 2 days ago? We want the 2K version and the Alchemy Lab HD. So 2K is right here. And retext of Revamp Alchemy Lab. They're going to be individual files. So the main file itself, and this is the one that you're going to run the removal tool on. So textures dungeon, it's just the folder. So remove all that. Just make sure everything in dungeons is hidden. Like it's like so. And I keep that like that. Cool. Rustic Clutter. Literally the meshes folder. This is hysterical. The 2K, 1K version. Which is right here. Again, if you just wanted to hide the folders or delete the folders, you could. I'm doing it this way because this is how the guide does it. So Same thing. Just a couple folders. Textures is left alone. There's your log. Rustic Furniture. SE SMIM version 2K. Right here, version 3. And the Dragon Corpse 4K. Sometimes some of these don't matter. Like if you wanted to choose the 2K, although a Dragon Corpse is pretty large, I would recommend the 4K. But I mean, if you're needing the extra resources, scale it down a little bit. It's like with this, the Elder Scroll doesn't need to be a 4K, 2K, but it just looks better because there's only 3 of them in the game. So 4K, 2K right here. Again, Gamwich. Can't go wrong with any of these mods. Same with Rustic Reliefs. Should be the main file here. Yep, version 1. That's a pretty big one. Same with the Rustic Soul Gems. I do like Rustic Soul Gems. Okay. So the versions should be FOMOD. Version 1 should be at the bottom of the main, right here. And you do have a little bit of install. We want the 2K textures, and I believe this is the patch for one of the audio mods. Unsorted and ESL'd. Alright, so yeah, because we're not using gist anymore. And it has a couple ITMs. So this one was funny for me. I was not able to actually clean it. If that sounds weird. But let's run it through here. Let's see if it actually picks it up. It should. I had a brand new... Yeah, see, there it is. But when I ran loot... it kept telling me that there were still 2 identical to master records, so who knows. So I have 2K with almost all landscape, armor, clothing, architecture, flora, and fauna. I hope my PC appreciates it. I have no idea if it does. You could probably do 4K for some of your architecture and some of the landscape. As far as like clothing, the only thing I ever do with 4K is like the cuirass or chest piece, and then I'll do 2K or 1K for like your gauntlets, your boots, your helmet or hood, and then only certain weapons I do 4K plus. Most of them just stay at 2K or 1K. If I'm doing like custom stuff. If I'm doing like a larger thing, like say I'm doing like Cathedral Armory, I'll pretty much just stay with what Cathedral Armory gives me. Same with Amidianborn. But if it's like something specialized, then yeah, I'll go a little bit nicer, usually because it's on my player character. And some of the floor, like if you're doing like your trees, the 4K bark makes a huge difference. I sort of equate that to having a 4K skin on your NPCs. It is drastically better than 2K. and is noticeably different. Like when you're looking at NPCs, you can like really see their skin textures. Um, that's how the bark is. Okay. Azura Star 2K. There's only 2K or 4K. These are good. And Rudy Misk. Another good one too. Version 102. Main file here. This one also hasn't been touched in a bit. But yeah, that's not bad, Rose. Like you know what you're doing too, so. What are we doing with this one? All right, Rudy HQ Silverware, Rudy 102 version. And then none for the smoking torches and candles. I actually like smoking torches and candles. Additional HQ candle models. So we want the Imperial and the Nordic runes. Nothing for the middle section, nothing for the lanterns. The glazed pottery vanilla style 2K, which look fantastic. And then none for the stack patch. And then this is the brown textures pottery 2K. What do we want? We want Rudy additions. HQ apple, tomato and potato, and the common plates, not the beds. And no 1K, because we already have candles. And install. Fantastic, like, sort of AIO clutter mod. To mix up with some other ones. Awesome Potions Simplified. Should be the main file here. This is another one that I absolutely love. And there's so many little add-ons. El Sopa's is good. I feel like this one's more complete and better. Version 2.1. Yep. All right, Rally's banners. There's a bunch. We used to use the Sigils banners. I think it was by not JD Smith, JD Anchor. We still use one of them. I'm not sure which one we use. A couple versions we switched over to Rally's banners, and these are nice, but there's a bunch of files. So we're basically going to grab 2K and we're going to grab the individual patches because they exist. So banners, 2K. There's a bunch of files here. So 1.1 version is the top file. Grab that. It's a good size. And these are all going to be their own mod. No merges, no nothing like that. So we want the Falskar, Helgen Reborn. So these are all 2K. So there's Falskar. Helgen Reborn is 1.1. Legacy patch 2K right here. LOTD patch. What else are we getting? Moonpath and Worm's Tooth, both versions 1. I almost picked Winter Sun. Would have been a wrong mod. Alright. Banners of Skyrim. I'm going to copy that just in case I need it. Let's install. Some buffering, huh? Did it go down again? Bastards. Hold on, let me see here. Yeah, it's been buffering all day. I think it's due to the weather, but I think it's also like yeah, we've buffered a lot. Thankfully, it kept this one up. Yeah, it's my stream. Why not merge these? I don't know. They should just be mesh and textures, but I guess they're each individual patches. So let me see. Does it have the drop down easy for... No, of course it doesn't. I think some of them have plugins. Nope, nothing yet. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, anytime it's like a separate file, modding dictates that you keep it as its own mod. Same with like the main. Update and like hotfix files, you can typically merge. So like, look at the file paths. Let's see here. Meshes, architecture, solitude, clutter. There's Whiterun, Dark Brotherhood, and then Nightingale. And then of course the textures for whatever here. Let's look at legacy patch, meshes. So yeah, like the file path would probably be off. And they're, I guess, whatever this is. Yeah, there's your new banner. And even like before that, I've always left them as their own mods, just because it's not gonna, like, if you ever had to like reinstall or you had an issue, then you'd be reinstalling each one individually. I'm not a fan of merges at all. Don't like them. The fact that this game can handle like so much thrown at it without having to merge really speaks volumes. It's kind of a waste of time, honestly, when you could just put the mod there and bam, there it is. There's your filter. You can go find it. Oh, we are using the sigil banners. Okay. So we got a couple that we're going to also remove here. So let's copy those. Yep, it is JD Anchor. So sigil banners and shields is on this page. Sigils of Skyrim. We want the banners. I forgot that we are using both. Drop it down. There is your banners. Active. MO2 removal. Well, yeah, we use this removal tool so much. Look at this. So handy. Double check. There's all your stuff. Close, close. And just the main file. What are we overriding here? 62. Yep, cool. All right. The training dummies. We want the 2K replacer. Version 1. Top file. All right. Another nice Ramcoid mod. So, version 4, we want the 2048 2K. Right here. Ramcoid stuff is fantastic. WizKid, Hag Raven, and Clutter. Clutter and Bones, 1, 2. I don't think this has been updated in a while either. Oh, no, it is. All right. What do we want? The 2K and the high poly patch, right? They're the only two? Yep. So 2K and the high poly patch install. Nice. We have made it to water. New separator. So I use Requiem, so I'm always on the lookout to merge because of what is the limit with a rectificator? I always keep my Requiem simple. So like anything that's like I just use like mesh and texture replacers for the armors, basically whatever it gives me. But I'll typically play on the full anniversary version for the extra armors. And then maybe a few things I add in. I don't really try to go too crazy with it. Because Requiem, it's all about the gameplay and the survival aspect for me. Like if I want something really, really challenging, like I'll throw on, like Frostfall and Sunhelm, or you know, I may actually use survival mode improved with it next time, and just have it go. Just load the mod after RFTI, or you can make your own patches. What you could do is run the rectificator and then extract the data into a new plugin, and then rerun it. I heard that they were gonna instead of use it, because the rectificator was what is it still Java based, isn't it? It's been a while. Let me just take a quick look, because I honestly haven't played Requiem in I think like all of last year. So I don't even know what version they're on. Let's see. Oh, it hasn't updated. Version 6 something still? Yeah, 602. So yeah, this is the version I've used last. So yeah, February of... Or maybe I downloaded it. I think I... Oh, you know why? Because when I installed Lorem to take a look at it was in the beginning of September. So this version of Requiem was installed on my PC for all of 48 minutes before I got rid of Lorem. And then I think I downloaded Skyground, Ivy. I had Lorem in for a little bit, and I had crash issues like non-stop. And my computer's a beast. Because I wanted to try it out. I was doing that whole like, alright, let's see what this is all about thing. So I did it, and like, I was streaming, and like within the first like 5 minutes, I think we had like 8 crashes, and I said, fuck it. Then I installed yours, and I saw the floor, and I'm like, alright, this is what we're playing for a while. So, and I think everybody else was complaining about that version too. It was just unfortunate that I installed that particular version of Lorem. But I was happy that I uninstalled it, because then I went to yours, and I had a lot of fun, so. Time to learn. And I'm part of the server too. It's such a large server. Wait. Do I have Discord? Yeah, I have Discord closed. But they get like announcements like so often, so I had everything like muted, with the exception of the Lorem updates, just to see like what's going on. But like, what is it with 60,000 people in there? I'm like, I'll get drowned out. Anyway, what are we doing? Are we doing water? Water. Okay, so another Ramcoid. I guess is Shadow's probably taken over.